What's going on, Hellcats and Hellhounds? It's your Hellmaster Dede back with another video, and today we are talking the possibility of Rob Zombie directing a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. We're going to talk about all that and more, but first make sure you smash the hell out of the like button. Make sure you follow your Hellmaster on all social media platforms, and let's go ahead and dive into Rob Zombie directing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. So, ladies and gentlemen, Hellcats and Hellhounds, as you guys know, I'm a huge slasher fan. I love me a good slasher movie, whether it's Freddy, Jason, Michael, or hell, even Leatherface. And I've always wondered why Rob Zombie has never directed a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. There has been talks of him directing a new Friday the 13th movie, and hell, he's even directed a Halloween movie, but he's never directed a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and I can't help but wonder why, and I can't help but wonder what it would be like if Rob Zombie did direct a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. As you guys know, Rob Zombie has a brutal, different take on horror. He loves doing brutality, he loves doing gore and guts, and just pushing the envelope of what we consider horror. Now, sometimes it's hit or miss. A lot of people do like his original films, such as A House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects. But when it comes to Rob Zombie directing a franchise that we know and love, it hasn't always been the greatest. If you guys don't know, he has directed a Halloween movie back in the mid-2000s, and it was not very well received by the fans. And he also did a remake of The Munsters, and it also was not received well by the fans. Now, both films I love. I love his adaptation of The Munsters, and I love his adaptation of Michael Myers. So with that being said, I think that people would be more inclined to see a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie if Rob Zombie did direct it, because it just fits his directing style, his creativity style. With the very grainy film and the very gruesome and detailed bloody scenes, Rob Zombie directing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie is like the best combination I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Rob Zombie is known for pushing the boundaries and giving us a backstory of icons that we never really would have thought of for ourselves. I mean, if you look at Rob Zombie's Halloween film, yes, it is very brutal, yes, it is very gruesome, but we do get a backstory with Michael Myers that, in my opinion, was very well written. Rob Zombie is known for his creativity in his music and as well as his films, and I think that this is something that would suit him very well. He'll be able to be as bloody and gruesome as he wants, and he will also be able to give a backstory on the Sawyer family, which, in my opinion, over the years, the backstory is getting worse, and worse. Rob Zombie is a great director. He is a great writer. He's a great artist. He's a great everything. So I think when it comes to Rob Zombie, we need to give him a little more credit as far as what he's done in the horror genre. And we all know he is a huge fan of Tobe Hooper. If you guys are wondering who Tobe Hooper is, he is the original creator of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. So I think him being a huge fan and really respecting the franchise, I think he would do really well. Now, let's go ahead and check an article out and see on why he hasn't done it yet and what are his influences as far as horror goes. So this article came out a couple years ago in August 28, 2017, and it is from Rolling Stone, and it says, Rob Zombie on Tobe Hooper, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre changed my life. So Rob Zombie goes on to say, well, Tobe Hooper definitely had the one. Sure, he made several pictures horror fans remember fondly, such as Poltergeist, The Funhouse, and Salem's Lot, but the one he will forever be remembered for is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Even though I would not actually see the entire film for 7 more years, I still remember the moment in 1974 when Massacre entered my world. I was 9 years old and having a friend from school sleep over my house. We were watching television when suddenly it happened. A commercial for a movie that will change my life came on screen. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and unfortunately neither could my friend. He immediately started to cry. He was so freaked out by the images. He just seen that his mother had to rush over to retrieve her shell-shocked child. So as you can see from the Rolling Stone article, Rob Zombie is a huge Tobe Hooper fan. I mean, that was his first horror film that he fell in love with. So I think it's only right that we do give Rob Zombie a chance in directing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film, almost as a tribute to Tobe Hooper. I mean, Rob Zombie is a child of the 70s. He understands horror. He knows the ins and outs of psychological horror and slasher horror. So I mean, this is a recipe for success. Now, I know you guys probably are like, look, I'm tired of Rob Zombie, he ruined the Halloween franchise, but let's take a look and see what the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise has become. And in my opinion, it's become a joke. There's nothing wrong with, if you like the 2022 or 2021 adaptation on Netflix produced by Fede Alvarez of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it didn't feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It was missing that grittiness, the griminess, the bloodiness, the goriness, right? And I think Rob Zombie would be the perfect director slash writer to make this happen. Let's bring back Leatherface the right way. Let's get Rob Zombie on board to direct this film and maybe even write this film. I know you guys don't like Rob Zombie. It's been well said in the horror community, but I think we should give him a chance. But as always, that's just your Hellmaster's opinion. What the hell do you Hellcats and Hellhounds think? Would you guys want to see a Rob Zombie Texas Chainsaw Massacre adaptation, or are you not a fan of Rob Zombie and you don't want him to touch any more horror movies? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm your Hellmaster Dede, and I'll see you Hellcats and Hellhounds in the next one. Peace.